What's up, Facebook world? All right. Morning, good morning. Let's get everything set up. Let's rock and roll this morning. Some cool announcements for you today. All right. Morning, Angela. Morning, Giovanni. All right. Get your questions and your answers ready. I'm gonna fix your money, your business, or your brand today. It's all about how we can help you grow and develop and take your business, your brand to the next level. So let's get you Periscope live. Good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my best to bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It's truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to be coming to you live and direct from the Young Biz Kids Studios this morning, and we are in the building. If you're not familiar with Young Biz Kids, we teach entrepreneurship to children, and today we are at Harris Stowe State College, historically black Harris Stowe State College, teaching about 30 to 40 to 50 young men the power of entrepreneurship, getting these babies off to the right track at an early age, letting them know that entrepreneurship is an option. We also have virtual classes and trainings and workshops. If you want to know more, go to youngbizkids.org, and kids is spelled with a Z. So youngbizkids.org to learn more about Young Biz Kids. Get signed up. It's $35 for the whole year, and believe it or not, the kids get a lot of what you guys get. They just get it in a watered down version. youngbizkids.org. I'm excited to go talk to some young men about business, but I will also get a chance to talk to them about life, about being responsible, about having integrity, all the things that makes up a quality man. That's what we're going to do, man. We're going to make sure that these babies are right. This next generation, man, is going to be right, man. Was it Frederick Douglass or was it someone else that said it's easy to build a strong child than to repair a broken man? Right? That's what we're putting our focus on, because I know for me, for a fact, I don't want to get pissed off with grown folks. Right? Grown folks get stubborn, they get stuck in their ways, so we might as well just say skip them and just teach this next generation how to be bad to the bone, and then I'll just sit back and wait and watch how the world changes in the next 30, 40, 50 years. Do me a huge favor, guys. If you're checking us out on Periscope, go ahead and Give me the hearts because that means something on Periscope, I believe. And then also, if you haven't already subscribed to the feed, do that, and then share the feed on your timeline. On your with your followers. Then you guys on YouTube do the same thing for me. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're 55 away from 1,000 subscribers, so I'm trying to break this 1,000 subscribers by today. Today is the last day in June. My goal was to be at 1,000 subscribers by end of June. So if you have not already hit subscribe, then please do that for me. Also, copy the link, share it on your favorite social media timeline, and get other people involved in the show. You guys on Facebook, you know I love you. Do the same thing, share it on your timeline, invite people. But do me a favor, sometime today, Facebook, jump over to YouTube, go to Financial Health Mentor on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to break 1,000 subscribers today. All right, I see your heart, Jesus. Out of Harker Heights, Texas. ERGJ, the Black Bazaar is in the building. Who else do we have in the building? I know we have Planning Future Games. I see Bless the Ball in the building. I see, who else? I know we have Southern Butterfly Entertainment and SB Essential Oils in the building. Who else, man? Shout out your brand and where you're from in the building. Right? And before we get to my announcements for today, I just also want to go ahead and let you know exactly who the show is for. The show is for risers and grinders only, man. If you are ready to get up, get out, and get something, then this is your show, man. You are who I am here for. This show is for legacy builders. If you are sick and tired of every single generation having to start over from scratch, this is your show. Because I'm sick of that, man. I'm sick of that. Building wealth is a marathon relay. Y'all get that? Building wealth is a marathon relay. That means I got to run my 26 miles at a steady pace, try to get faster, stronger, all that as I go, but then I pass the baton to my children. But here's the thing. As I'm running my 26 miles, I've got to be teaching my children how to run their 26, so when I pass the baton to them, they're ready to receive it and they don't fumble it. You guys understand that? Building wealth is a marathon relay. And when you pass the baton to your children, you don't want them to have to go all the way back to the starting line. Otherwise, we'll never catch up. We'll never catch up. So if that's you, this is your show. On the other hand, who is the show not for? The show is not for those people who got a problem with money, you got a problem with wealth, you got a problem with success, you got a problem with capitalism, you got a problem with business owners and entrepreneurs. If that's you, this ain't your show. You can exit stage left. If you're the type of person that can't stand money, what you don't realize is that you're broke because of your attitude about money, and chances are you're repelling money away from you instead of attracting money to you. So if you listen to this show too long and you don't like money, you're going to start attracting money to you. Why would your subconscious mind allow you to attract something to you that you don't like? Building wealth is about relationships. If you can't stand wealthy people, your subconscious mind will never allow you to become one. Your subconscious mind will never allow you to attract them into your life so they can help coach and mentor you to be one. See, y'all got me fired up early this morning. If that's you, exit stage left. And like I tell you each and every morning, I have no problem with you not wanting to be wealthy. I only have a problem with you when you have a problem with me wanting to be wealthy. So if you don't want to be wealthy, that's your prerogative, but I am aspiring to great things, and don't let my aspirations rub you the wrong way. And if you've never seen a future billionaire before, yes, that's billion with a B. 2027 is going down. Watch your man work over the next 5 to 10 years and see what happens. Right? So today's announcement, guys, if you are not already down with the Black Wealth Movement, right? The Black Wealth Movement is designed, it's a group of people dedicated to bringing financial literacy and economic empowerment into the Black community for the purpose of community development. Some of you guys say you want to get in the game, but you don't know how. Here's how. You join the Black Wealth Movement. We're going to help you become personally, financially successful. And then when your cup runneth over, now you got excess to pour into our communities. We're building people that will then go out and build the community. Somebody like an Evan Jefferson. Evan Jefferson is doing his thing on the next level because he, like me, I'm not waiting around for a freaking handout. I'm not waiting around for a government grant. I'm not, nonprofit ain't for me. I'm going to build me $1 billion empire, and then I'm going to go buy up small cities and turn them into Black Wall Streets myself. Evan is doing the same thing. We're not waiting on handouts. He's building a financial empire so he can go build a Black Wealth School, a Black Money School himself. We're not waiting on nobody, man. I'm not waiting on anybody to do anything. I'm going to build me an empire. And then the way I'm going to add to my empire is I'm going to, all these little rundown cities and towns that we call the ghettos, I'm going to go buy them all. I'm going to rebuild them myself. And then I'm going to lease the land to those who want to bring positive energy to the community. And that's going to add to my empire. Right? I want y'all to understand something, man. What if you were in the position of the Dan Gilberts of the world, and when Detroit had that fire sale, you could have went and bought the entire city of Detroit? I'm not waiting on nobody, man. I'm not waiting on nobody. I'm going to go build me an empire, and then I'm going to go invest my billions to continue to add to my empire while I build my community at the same time. And I'm looking for like-minded people who understand that and are ready to get off their assets and go start building some assets. And as you're building over in your little corner of the world, I'm building in my little corner of the world. Evan is building in his little corner of the world. Lauren is building in her little corner of the world. In 10 years, we're all going to be able to come and say, hey, man, I got 10 mil for this project. I got 10 mil. Lauren's got 10 mil. Corbell's got 10 mil. We're going to form an LLC, and we're going to do it, and we're going to make it happen. We ain't got to wait on nobody, and we don't need all 40 million black people to get their ish together. Give me a handful of committed. That's all it takes. A handful of committed is all it takes. So if you're interested in a Black Wealth Movement, I want you to text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887, or you can jump in my inbox, give me a phone number. We got to talk. I'm not sending you no links or nothing like that. Inbox me your phone number so we can talk. That's how this thing goes. That's how grown folks do business. Not sending you a link and saying, go check this out, and you get back to me. If you're serious, inbox me your phone number so we can talk. All right, so that was my one announcement for today. So today, you guys, is Fix It Fridays. Your business, your brand, or your money. If you got questions, give me the name of your brand. Type your question in. I'll give you a business shout out of your brand, and then we'll ask your question. I know Angela, 13 Entertainment, asked earlier, what does it cost to be a sponsor on my show? Prices range depending on what you want to sponsor and how far you want me to push your brand. So we'll talk offline about prices, but it ranges based on how far you want me to push your brand and what it is you're trying to get accomplished. So we'll talk offline about that. Give me the name of your brand and your question or your fill in the blank. And while you're doing that, I will be recapping this week's shows, right? I'll be recapping that during this week's shows. We're going to get where we are going, even if it means dropping you off. Tell them again, Lauren. We're going to get where we're going, even if that means dropping your asset off. We're going to drop you off and keep this thing moving. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I need a backdrop for my upcoming event. How do I approach a potential sponsor, 13 Entertainment? So you have an event coming up. Look at what you're doing for the marketing of your event. Look at the amount of crowd that's going to be at your event. And that's how you determine the value of your sponsorship. And then if you feel that you're going to put 200-300 people in front of that person's brand, then you say, hey, I want you to sponsor this event for X amount of dollars. What is the X amount of dollars? It's the cost of that backdrop. I'm looking for a sponsor for $400. If your backdrop costs $400, $400. Here's what you're going to get in return. Your name, logo, business address, and tagline is going on all of our marketing from this point forward. Your name, business opportunity, business tagline website is going on my fan page, it's going on my website, it's going in my email newsletter. It is going, it could even go on the backdrop if you want. It depends on how that whole thing works. Your name will go on all the flyers that go out for the event. All of the promo that I'm doing, we're going to mention your name as the major sponsor of the show or the event. Then the day of the event, we're also going to make sure that you have space so that you can come in and hang your banner up and sell your products and your services. That's included in the cost of your sponsorship, right? What can you offer a business that will give them bang for that $400 buck if that's what the backdrop costs? What can you do for them that will make it worth it, that will at least put $800 in their pocket? Because if I'm a business owner and I'm going to support your event, I need that event to be at least be big enough to when I fall through with my products and services, when you put my logo on your fan page or wherever you're going to put it, is that going to draw business to my brand? And if so, we can do business. If so, we can do business, right? So that's the approach. Kind of gather all of your things together and see exactly what it is that you have to offer. And can you put an offer together that says, yes, by you sponsoring this event, I know you're going to make $1,000. That's why I'm asking for a $250 sponsorship. That's the trade-off. That's the trade-off. Give me your question. Give me the name of your brand and your question. So as we recap, yesterday I was supposed to have Christian the Truth Jones on, another 10-year-old author. I'll get him back on in a couple weeks, but we had technical difficulties and we couldn't get him on. So we switched gears and we did Back to a Kid Again, and we talked about you going back to a kid again mentally, right? Where when you were a kid, you had a tremendous amount of belief in yourself. You had all the belief in yourself in the world until your parents told you to stop believing in yourself. Till the adults in your life told you to stop believing in yourself. Did anybody go out and check out the movie Baby Geniuses? You got to go check out that movie Baby Geniuses, and that will tie it all together. Because when the Baby Geniuses got to about 18 months, 20 months, they went through something that they called on that movie the crossover. The babies crossed over and they stopped tapping into their genius. We talked about the fact that from 0 to 18 months, almost 100% of us operate in our genius. From 18 months to 20 years old, that number goes down from nearly 100% to just 20%. And then from 20 years and above, it goes down to only about 2%. So we went from operating in our genius to crossing over to operating inside the box. I want you guys to get out of that box, man. In fact, I want you to realize that there is no box. Give you a great example, man. Do you guys know how they catch a tiger? Do you guys know how they catch a tiger? Now, I don't know how many of you guys are into nature shows. I'm into that kind of stuff. A tiger can range anywhere from 600 to 800 pounds. 600 to 800 pounds. When they find a tiger in a particular area, they put up a cloth barrier around the tiger. And I just told y'all the tiger weighs anywhere from 600 to 800 pounds with claws of calcium that could rip to shreds that cloth material that they put up to enclose him. But he don't see that. All he sees is a barrier, and he never even tries to break through it. We have virtual walls that are put up around us that create the box that we exist in. I want to tell you today, there is no box, man. There is no box. There is no box. It looks like those are walls, but you can walk straight through them. You can walk straight through them. Give me the name of your brand and your question or your comment. I want to give you a business shout out so everybody knows what it is that you do in case they need some of your services, right? This thing is all about community, man. It's all about community. Thrive Abundantly, Lauren, how do you recommend how to approach businesses to pay you to speak at their event? Sometimes, Lauren, you don't approach them and ask them to pay you. Sometimes you go speak for free. If you're starting out, I would go and speak for free. I would have my fee schedule, but I would go and ask them, how can I help them? See, if you go in with a mindset to serve them, they will see how sharp and intelligent you are, and then they will likely put you on the program. When you see somebody throwing an event, first off, if you're not already a vendor at the event, go get you a vendor table at the event. Show that you're supporting them, right? Buy a vendor table, be a vendor, right? Once you be a vendor, you establish the relationship with them. Hey, this is up my alley. What will it cost me to grace your stage and be able to give a 5-minute keynote? So you might have to pay first to get yourself set up. And here's why you don't mind paying. I'm gonna give you this one for free. If someone has a platform set up for you and it costs you $50 to do a 5-minute keynote, let me show you how to leverage that. And you get to speak in front of a crowd, say the crowd is 75 people. Not a big crowd, but a crowd nonetheless. You go do your keynote, right? Whenever you do a keynote, you always have your own lapel mic into your phone, so you're recording your own audio. Then you get somebody to come record the video of you speaking in front of that crowd. Now you take that and put it on your YouTube channel, and you create that as part of your media kit, so the next time you go after an event to speak, you have proof that you've already rocked the crowd. And they can say, wow, you did this in 5 minutes. Say, yeah, my 75-minute keynote is $500. Right? So now it might have costed you to do your first couple speaking engagements, but you developed a track record. Now the next people you approach, they don't know that you paid to be on those stages, but you're on those stages nonetheless. Then you have proof that you do what you say you do, and you command the price that you put on your ability to speak. Right? Now, if I blessed your life, Lauren, I want you to do me a video testimony and say, here's what I learned from the Financial Health Mentor. Shoot that to me, because that's the other thing that helps grow your brand. Video testimonies. So if I blessed your life, if I gave you something you hadn't thought of, shoot me a video testimony and send it to me, and we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. How, if you want to want the genius to grow, then you do your best to avoid the word no. Yes, most definitely. There is no box. Ooh, forgot to say what my service entrepreneur. Oh, okay. Entrepreneurship and business coaching for Lauren, and again, her brand is Thrive Abundantly. All right. Who else? If I missed your question, just retype it, guys, because sometimes it's a little crazy for me to scroll back up. The Confident Chick LLC, the #1 personal development company for black women, theconfidentchick.com. All right. Question, Confident Chick or no? All right. Got a question or no? All right. Shakisha, I sent you a friend request. Good. The Confident Chick. All right. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We are networking right here inside the stream. Plus, after the speech, you have a tangible product to sell to the masses. That's exactly right. Right? If you do enough of those speeches, you bundle those together, and that becomes a product. Right? You take the transcript of the speech and you have somebody transcribe it, and that becomes an ebook. That becomes a PDF that you can use. That become your lead magnet that you can put out in front, give it away for free, attract email addresses and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm giving away too much of the game for free now. What else? Anybody else? Anybody else? She said, let me get cute for the day. All right. You don't have no problem with that, Lauren. You wake up like that. You wake up like that. All right. Anybody else? So that was yesterday's show. I'll just keep recapping this week until I see another question. If I missed your question, type it again. If I missed your question, type it again. That was yesterday's show. Wednesday, we were doing Young Authors Week, and we had the Amazon best-selling author Mikey of Mikey Knows Biz on. And the kid, 10 years old, Amazon best-selling author. We do know how to get you there. If you're serious about writing a book or whatever, then I have a young lady as part of our Black Wealth Movement Network that coaches people to become best-selling authors. And if you join the network, you get a lot of that coaching, branding, and marketing expertise at no cost. And then if you want to become an Amazon bestseller, she'd give you a tremendous discount for those who are in the movement, right? See our movement. A lot of people see the network marketing piece about what we do, and they miss the network. Let me say that again. A lot of people see the network marketing piece about what we do, and that runs them off, but they miss the network. We have a network of people who are some serious go-getters. And we're all helping each other win in all of our respective businesses. Right? So don't miss that. But we pushed the kid to number 3 on Amazon bestsellers list. We got another campaign coming up next month, and he will be a number 1 Amazon bestseller. Then we're going to put him on tour, and then ultimately put him on the media tour locally first, and then nationally, and then he will become a New York Times best-selling author because his book is just that good. So Mikey was on Tuesday, dropped a ton of nuggets. If you missed that, then it's on YouTube. It will be on iTunes and Stitcher as a podcast in the next day or two, so you'll be able to grab that. Wednesday, that was Wednesday. Any more questions come in while I was recapping that? Let me just make sure. All right, so Shakisha says, I'm looking to start speaking for my brand. Where do I start? Same thing for Lauren. Start locally. And I would say this, Lauren, I know you've already done it. You're doing live streams, and you're doing a regular podcast or show. Shakisha, if you're not doing that, start there. Right? I have no fear of speaking any longer because I am on episode 221. And I've covered so many topics that if somebody threw me on stage right now and asked me to speak about anything, chances are I can come right off the dome with a 30, 45-minute keynote and kill it. Because I'm starting to talk for a living here. Right? See, a lot of people see this show as, okay, it's just a YouTube stream. It's not even a real show, right? But they're missing what's really happening. Did y'all hear me say this is episode 221? That means I have 221 hours of digital content, and I've practiced speaking in front of an audience 221 times. So I've crafted so many of my messages right here on this show. So if you're not already doing live streams, pick 5 of your best topics, Shakisha, and then over the next 90 days, just keep doing live streams on those 5 different topics, and you're going to build 5 keynotes. And then you go and spit those keynotes for free, or even if you have to pay somebody to get on their stage to spit those keynotes, you do that, you record it, and you use that as leverage to start going after your speaking engagements. Right? Make sense? That's where you start. Get used to talking in front of an audience. Many people miss the network because they're only focused on the network marketing. Yep, you're absolutely right. My people miss the network also. Yeah, Evan, dude, you know how much money we've gotten together, right? It's not even funny. That's from the network, y'all. Evan has a network. I have a network. We know other people with networks, and we're always constantly in and out of those networks, helping those networks build. And as a result, those networks help us build. They miss the network because all they see is a fee associated with joining or being a part of the network. But that's on them, man. That's their problem. Planning future gains. I'm in the process of developing an app. How do I go about marketing it? You start talking about that thing like nobody's business. You start talking about it like nobody's business. I don't care if you're 2 years away from it being released. You start talking about it like nobody's business now. Now. You should really be all over the YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, talking about your app. And then you start networking with other app developers and start looking at how big businesses are marketing their apps and all of that good stuff. And when you're done, let's talk about developing the Financial Health Mentor app. Right? But yeah, definitely you start with just talking about the benefits of the app like nobody's business all over the place. Then you start networking with other app developers. Then you start studying how big corporation is marketing their apps. Right? Yes, and I speak at events, but never recorded it to bundle and offer my services. Yes, so every time you speak at an event, this is a little bitty lapel mic, but even if you just have the headphones with the microphone in it, get your phone, get a good digital recording app, and then whenever you go up on stage, you hit record, put the phone in your back pocket with your lapel mic on right here inconspicuously, or if you have the other ones, the earbuds, just hang them around you, and you spit your spiel. That way, even if the people at the event won't give you the audio, you have your own audio. You have your own person with their cell phone, set it up on a tripod, and record you on stage. Now you have your own video. Even if they got a videographer and they don't give you the video, you've created your own video. You have somebody with you also do your pictures, take pictures yourself. So you have your own pictures of you standing on stage, your own pictures of the crowd reaction. You got your own audio of the crowd reaction. You got your own video of the crowd reaction. So you can literally have proof of you rocking the crowd. And then you bundle those keynotes together, and that becomes part of your media kit. You bundle those keynotes together, and that can become a digital download that people can pay $10, $20, $50 for. And now you're creating passive and residual income, right? Thank you. Okay, I have a podcast, a blog, and I do Facebook Lives every Friday. Awesome. So you're getting your practice. You're working on your chops. You're working on your keynotes. You're working on your ability to speak. That's awesome. Now you start, if you don't have a book me link on your website, then put one there. If you don't start in your podcast, closing every podcast with, by the way, I'm available for speaking engagements. Contact me at this number. People won't know to book you if they don't know you're available to be booked. I'm going to say that again. People won't know to book you if they don't know you're available to be booked. If you're driving traffic to a website and a blog, you should have a big sticker on your blog that says, hey, for speaking engagements, click here. They gotta know that you're available to be booked. Everywhere that you go, you should be on your business cards. Does your business card say speaker, whatever else you do, coach? Right? People need to know that you're a speaker. Right? And again, you get involved with organizations, churches, other nonprofits, and things of that nature where you can go speak for free without necessarily commanding a fee. And when I go, and I'm just now getting on the speaker circuit. So when I go and I speak, I tell them what my fee is, and I say I'm just going to waive the fee for you. So they still know that it's not free. But I'm doing you a solid by waiving the fee. Here's what my fee is. And then if you can't pay my fee, can you buy 10 books? If you can't buy 10 books, will you put my picture and my website on the flyer that is promoting the event? You got to give me something. Right? You got to give me something. All right. Yep, doing live daily, really perfected my speech. Yeah, it's cool. Yep. So, same thing, Shakisha. If I bless you this morning, do me a video testimony. Here's what I learned from the Financial Health Mentor. He dropped some knowledge on how to get my speaking career off to the right track. I appreciate the brother, yada, yada, yada. Send that to me. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. In other words, they focus on the cost instead of the return. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And sometimes the return with us, Evan, we've made a lot of money together. But the return that we've gotten from each other is not monetary. Right? We've gotten so much more valuable from the knowledge we've exchanged with each other than we have from the money that we've exchanged with each other. And that's what people don't get about the network. All right. To be on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time, do you need 3 devices or are they connected? And that is from Evangelist Katina. If you have a brand, give me the name of your brand. Give me the name of your brand. Yes, I have my laptop here. I have a tablet with Periscope here. And then you guys are streaming on Facebook via my phone. So yes, I do have 3 devices running at the same time. There's a way that you can do that with a lot of sophisticated equipment. And I'm just not the sophisticated equipment guy. It's just, man, hey, I got a couple tablets. Even tablets that don't or aren't in service anymore. You got Wi-Fi at your home. So connect the tablet to the Wi-Fi. It's got a good recorder on it. Set that up. I got that set up on a tripod. Man, my desk is so junky. Otherwise, I would show you guys what it looks like. But maybe I'll do another video on what it looks like when I clean it up. Divas of Faith. Okay. Divas of Faith. And I think you're already in the movement, Evangelist. If you're not, then I want you on my team. Right? But yes, I have multiple devices going on at one time. And basically, I just have one clip to my laptop here. Then I have my regular laptop cam here pointed directly at me. And then I have a tablet set up right off to the side where it goes to Periscope. Right? Boom. Adding book me to the end of my shows. Yeah, Evan, that's it. You gotta, man, they gotta know that you are available to be booked. Yes, got ahead and say go ahead and drop the mic. Yeah, man, we got to do it. We got to do it, y'all. And this is for me. For me, it's about everybody winning. So as I go on this city by city tour, buying up everything, I want to be able to reach out to some investors and say, hey, let's do this thing together. When I come to your city, Lauren, and you see the template that I've done in other cities, you're going to say, yep, H, come on through. But guess what? I don't want you buying up all the property. Let me pay you to teach me how to buy up all the property, and I'll own my little Black Wall Street right here. And that's all good. I just want everybody to win, so they're ready. Good morning, Tamel. So we talked about Tamel's daughter was on the show on Tuesday, and she's the author of best-selling Daddy's Girl. Another 8-year-old, 9-year-old author doing amazing things. You guys know my favorite quote is the worst thing that you can do for a child is set expectations too low. The worst thing for a child is to set expectations too low. Period. That's it. That's the worst thing you can do for a child is set expectations too low. These parents have set expectations up so high, and before you start telling your kid a bunch of no's, you just tell them what they can do. And before you realize it, they're already achieving before they realize that it wasn't supposed to be done by a child. Because I was at a dinner last night with Christian the Truth Jones and Mikey of Mikey Knows. Both of them sitting there signing books, autographing books, and with their books out. And the adults in the building are like, wait a minute, y'all wrote books? Both of y'all? With the look on their face as if y'all not supposed to be doing this at 10 years old. Both of them are 10 years old. Y'all not supposed to be doing this at 10 years old. Right? Why can't they do that at 10 years old? All right, questions. Okay, great. It's fine. Yes, I have several as well. Will do. Good deal. This is not junkie. That a visual of a genius. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay. Questions. I am a professional public speaker, and I am currently touring on speaking engagements. Contact me for bookings at onerayjohnson at gmail.com. Yeah, you got to put it out there, man, so that people know that's what you do, right? Yes, they're taking over Harlem. I really have to grow and build property over 2.2 million in NYC. Yeah, man, yeah. They're not taking over Harlem, taking over everywhere. And we say they as if there's something wrong with us gentrifying our own communities. The only reason they are taking over is because we moved out. I'm gonna say that again. Make sure y'all get that. The only reason they are taking over is because we moved out. That's it. If we didn't move out and we saw someone get evicted and they moved and we said, oh, okay, y'all gone? Y'all gone for good? Y'all running out to the county? Okay. And we move right in and buy that property. Instead of letting that property sit vacant and then get, fall apart in front of our eyes. That's what happens. So when somebody moves out, we don't go and buy up that property. We let the property fall apart. And then because the property has fallen apart, we say, hey, I don't want to raise my kids around this trash. And then we move. And then nobody buys up our property, and then our property falls apart. And before long, you have blocks and blocks and blocks of buildings that are falling apart. And somebody else says, wait a minute, this is 10 square blocks. And they're all falling apart, which means the city will just give me these buildings if I come and restore them. I'm going to go restore them one at a time. And in 10 years, I will have all 10 square blocks under my ownership. We just not thinking like that, y'all. Every time I ride in the ghetto, I tell my wife, I'm buying all of this. Every time I'm riding on the north side, I'm riding on the south side, I'm riding through Wellston, I'm riding through Hillsdale, Pagedale, I'm seeing all of these vacant lots, grass taller than me. I have one thought in my mind. I'm buying all of this. Every single time I'm in one of those neighborhoods, I have one thought. I'm buying all of this. All of it. In my neighborhood, my old neighborhood where I grew up, so it's a little city called Wellston. It's a lot of crimes, a lot of violence and all that, but there's some good people there, right? But I want you guys to understand how ghettos are created. There's a lot of people who aren't us that own a lot of the buildings and commercial properties in our communities. And they keep those commercial properties boarded up, right? Because as long as the commercial property is boarded up and not in use, the taxes on those properties are really little slim. So they can pay the yearly taxes for a good commercial building, 3,500 square feet. They might pay a couple hundred in taxes, right? But because a building is boarded up, it makes the community look bad, right? So a lot of the ghettos are created to be ghettos to run you away from them. And they drive the property value down, but this is done generationally. This is done generationally. So they'll let a building stay boarded up for 30 years. And in 30 years, they drive the property value down. You move out. And then their kids come in and buy up their old neighborhood because it was their neighborhood before it was ours. And they rebuild it. But that's a generational game plan. We got a next weekend game plan, right? What we doing Saturday night? What we doing next week? And then they buy it all up and they rebuild it. So in my neighborhood, there's a main drag that runs through. There's two main drags. There's Martin Luther King Avenue, and then there's Page Avenue that runs through. Both of them are raggedy as heck, but I know a lot of the owners of the properties are not us, and they're waiting for the property value to plummet all the way down so they can come and buy it up. I've identified another little strip, and I said, okay, they won't sell. Instead of me saying, since they won't sell on the main strip, I'm just not going to buy here. Nope. I'm going to go buy up another strip and convert that into a business district and create my own business district. So you got to remember, there is no box, man. Watch what I tell y'all. For those of you who are in St. Louis, I want y'all to mark my words. I'm going to create a I'm going to create a 2-block strip right in the heart of Wellston that's going to rival the U-City Loop. I'm going to create a 2-block strip in the next 10 years, a 2-block strip in the heart of Wellston that's going to rival the U-City Loop. Mark my words. For those of you in St. Louis, you guys know what Wellston looks like now. And, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, when you get a chance to come down through there, you're going to say, wait a minute. This kind of looks like the Delmar Loop. And then you're going to see Thornton this, Buchanan that, Thornton this, Kane that, Springer this. You say, wait a minute. Nah, it can't be. Nah, you can't be. Yeah, my name going to be all over that place. And I'm going to use that as a blueprint that I take with me from city to city. Because guess what? All of our urban centers look exactly the same. Martin Luther King Boulevard in every major city looks exactly the same, raggedy as hell. Martin Luther King Boulevard in every major urban city looks exactly the same, raggedy as hell. So you get your money right, go buy a couple blocks in a single pocket, rebuild it, that becomes a template. Then I'm going to do the same thing in Pagedale. I'm going to do the same thing in Pond Line, do the same thing in Castle Point, do the same thing in all these other little communities that are falling apart. And that's how you make $1 and make a change at the same time. And then I'm going to do what every other ethnic culture does when they start buying up communities. I'm going to paint everything red, black, and green so you have no shadow of a doubt where you are. When you enter that community, I'm going to have pyramids and I'm going to have sphinxes all over the place. You will have no doubt in your mind exactly where you are. There will be no doubt in your mind who owns this. When you drive through that city, you're going to see flags on the street poles with images of Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, all the greats. When you drive through that place in these little cities that I want to build, you will have no question who owns there. you drive through those places, you'll see all of the names of the stores written in hieroglyphs. You guys realize that's what everybody else does. When you go into the Asian community, are the signs on the buildings written in English or Japanese? In English or Chinese? You know why they do that? To keep you out. So when you come into our cities, our towns, the names of the stores and the owners will be written in hieroglyphs. And what's the best way to teach somebody a new language is you immerse them in that language. Now, I don't know how to read hieroglyphs. I don't know how to read the Mecha Netra, all that stuff, but this is how you learn it. Did your kids know how to phonetically pronounce McDonald's, or did they see McDonald's enough till they just knew McDonald's when they see it? So the business name is Thornton Plaza. So if they see Thornton Plaza in hieroglyphs, then they just know that just says Thornton Plaza, even though they can't phonetically understand what each of the hieroglyph symbols look like or what sound they make. But if you immerse people into a language where everywhere they go, that's all they see is that language, I promise you it will start to unlock the codes in your DNA where you already know that language because it's ours. We built it to begin with. This is why the Black Wealth Movement is the cornerstone of everything I do. Because when you get your money way right and you connect with a bunch of people who are also independently wealthy, that's a group of people that's hard to stop. That's a group of people that's hard to stop. See, when you become independently wealthy, it's hard to even track your connection. Your hands are in almost everything. But it's hard to trace, it's hard to track. When you are independently wealthy, you've helped so many people along the way that you have favors coming just from everywhere. It's hard to stop that. And then when you are connected to 1,000 people, so imagine 1,000 millionaires, 1,000 multimillionaires, all doing their own thing, but because we think alike, it's nothing for us to connect at any point in our journey to help each other out. See, that's how you get a Bilderbergers group. All these people have a certain number of net worth. They are so independently wealthy that when they come together and make some decisions, nothing can stop them because they have too many resources, because of their influence and because of their independent wealth. If you're not down with the Black Wealth Movement, it's cool. Find somebody's movement to get down with and get your money way right. Get your thought process way right so you do the right things with the money. Because this is what we're doing, man. This is what we're doing, right? There's not a single thing that we have not dominated that we put our whole heart, mind, and soul into. What if you put your whole heart, mind, and soul into understanding how money really works in this country? We'll dominate that to all the same. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what the Black Wealth Movement is all about. Monday's show, we did the 4 things that people try to avoid. You guys got me talking, man, and the questions stopped coming. So, all right. Monday's show, we did the 4 things that people try to avoid. And because you try to avoid these 4 things, they are actually stifling your growth. They are stunting your growth. People try to avoid rejection, and it's stunting their growth. People try to avoid embarrassment, so it's stunting their growth. People try to avoid shame, and that's stunting their growth. They try to avoid guilt, and it's stunting their growth. So that was this week in shows. Any more questions before we get out of here? You guys know I can run my mouth. What y'all know about this sprayology right here? This is how I stay rejuvenated. This is how I can run like the Energizer Bunny. This is how I run like the Energizer Bunny, man. Right? You can go to my website and get you some Sprayology. I say we were vibing on your passion. All right, I appreciate that, Angela. I appreciate that. Right? And I know Evan is doing the same thing, man. Evan is building an empire over there so that he can fund his own Black Money School. Right? Nothing wrong with what Dr. Umar is trying to do and raise the money for his school. But as an entrepreneur, I'm saying I can wait for people to give me 500 million, 200 million, 50 million, 2 million. Yeah, while I'm waiting, I can go build me a couple million. All right, we drop mics. We drop mics. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I can wait for the community to give me 2 million, or I can build a business, a $5 million business, take 2 million and build my own damn school. That's all we're saying. There's nothing wrong with and here's the funny thing. If Dr. Umar were to build a business and generate $1 million and put his own $1 million up, I guarantee you he'll have $1 million in matching donations in less than 30 days. See, it's not when you need something that people give. People give when you don't need it. So if he built a business and used his money to start building on his school, taking his own money, start building on his school, people just started pouring money into him, into that project. Right? If I was him, I would just go get me a little 4-family flat, gut it out, turn it into a school, get with enough land and start the gardening and doing all the stuff that he wants to do. I'll do it with 5 students and we'll grow from there. I'll do it with 5 students and we'll grow from there. He said they got to live on the campus. Okay, I create a campus that can accommodate 5 or 10 students and we start building. We just go from there. Then once those 10 parents pay their tuition, I would take that money, then I would go and buy me 50 acres. And then the next year, I would take those same 10 kids and keep educating them. Their parents will have to pay tuition again the next year. And the next time I take that tuition and I'll put up a 10 structure. Now I have a little bit bigger space to use. So now I take them same 10 kids, I'm educating them for the 3rd year, but I add 10 more. Now I got 20 kids in the program, 5 teachers, and the tuition is paying for that. And what's left over, I start creating an investment fund that's going to grow. And then I take a little bit of that money and I build the next structure. All the while people see the progress and they start donating more and more and more and more. And that's going to compound with your own business, the system that you already have in place, the progress that they are seeing in the students, the transformation that's happening in those kids, and now people will start flooding you with the donations that you need because they see that you're onto something. Right? They see something happening. That's how that whole thing works. So with that, guys, I am H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, wrapping up this week of Talking Money in the Morning Live. And yes, if you have a organization or a church or something that you want to book me for to speak, all you got to do is inbox me, call me 314-874-6887. I love to come out and inspire, encourage, uplift, teach. I speak on a lot of different topics. So it's all about what you need and what platform you have and who your audience is. I can tailor a keynote to that particular group. And, weekend retreats, all that kind of stuff. Boys and girls clubs, youth, doesn't matter. If you're about building, you're about positive, you're about belief, encouragement, motivation, I got you covered. All you got to do is give me a call, 314-874-6887. Today, I'm at Harris Stowe talking to the babies about how important entrepreneurship is to get involved in, to learn about, and even if they don't go into entrepreneurship, they at least know that's an option. That's courtesy of Young Biz Kids. If you want to learn more about that organization, go to youngbizkids.org. And finally, if you're not already down with the Black Wealth Movement, get down or lay down, in the words of my man, Benny Siegel. All that simply means is either you be a part of the solution or get out of the way, y'all. Either you're going to help us build, and if you're not, don't hinder us from building. So, Black Wealth Movement, text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Until I talk to you guys next week, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.